What's up guys, it's Fresh and I want to welcome all of you aesthetic people to a new series I'm trying out on the channel called Storytime, where we get the chance to feature longer format posts. I hope you like it, but let me know what you think below. Alright, first up we have I Know the Owner. I own a small specialty retail shop, which requires a lot of one-on-one interaction, sampling, discussion of preferences, etc. In my first year, business was often slow and there were some days that I had more requests for donations than I did paying customers. It was pretty demoralizing, but fortunately I cultivated many great regulars, etc. and later devised a way to deal with the donation requesters and freebie seekers. But one woman I'll never forget. Keep in mind that in my first year, I was in the shop every hour it was open and often the only person, having help only on weekends. There was not a single customer that I didn't lay my personal eyes upon. So in she comes on a slow weekday, parking her luxury SUV out front and sauntering in. I help her for a long while, making recommendations, providing samples, and decisions are made. I ring up her order and give her the total. What about my discount? I'm friends of the owner, and the owner always gives me wholesale discount, and I've known the owner for years, and the owner appreciates that I send my friends in to buy and I get wholesale pricing. I look at her blankly, just stunned by the entitlement. I honestly felt like crying. I am the owner, I sighed, and while I appreciate your business, I've never seen you before in my life. She paid, left, and never came back. The wild thing about this is that she must do this at a lot of businesses, and if she keeps doing it, it probably works some of the time. I brought in a cake for holiday. A nurse came late and missed out. She filed a safety report with hospital management against me for not properly monitoring the cake disbursement. I work in a hospital and I was pretty well known around the unit for the cakes I make. Everyone really enjoys them and I get requests often. They take me a bit of time, so I don't usually just give them away for free to people outside my family. I had numerous people asking me to please make one for the unit for our holiday potluck, and I agreed since it is the holidays. I asked around about flavor preferences and food allergies and made one that seemed to meet all the criteria. Brought it in and left it with all the other potluck items. People apparently pounced on it and several people took more than one piece. It was gone in under an hour. I was flattered by how quickly it went. Unfortunately, one of the nurses who had pestered me the most to bring in the cake got there too late and it was gone. She came to my office and asked where the cake was, and I said it was eaten already. She got so upset, told me I should have cut a piece for her and saved it because she wanted it more than everybody. I told her if she wanted it so badly, she should have gone and grabbed a piece herself when we put food out. She stormed off and I didn't really think about it. 2 days later, I get called by my manager saying a safety report was filed by the nurse because I, quote, failed to supervise disbursement of the cake and allowed people to take multiple pieces of cake before others had a piece. In the section for how could the safety event have been avoided, she wrote that I should have baked multiple cakes, enough to feed at least the number of people working × 2 to allow for seconds. That would literally be around 50 to 60 pieces of cake. Quote, stayed with the cakes until they were completely dispersed, made multiple announcements to inform people the cakes were available, and lastly, pre-cut the cake into acceptable sized servings. She then specified 2.5-inch squares and saved pieces for those who most wanted cake. I couldn't believe she used a hospital safety report for a damn cake. I informed my manager that this would never be a problem again because I will never bake another cake for the unit again. Yeah, you guys know that feeling when you're so mad that you don't get a free slice of cake that you file a hospital safety report about it? Yep, yeah, me neither. I'm not a free babysitter and I will not buy your kids sushi. This happened a few years ago when I was in my early 20s. I worked and still work on and off in childcare. You get to know the families quite well and really do come to care about them. One afternoon, a parent calls to let me know there is absolutely no way she can collect her son because of car issues before closing time, 6 p.m., and goes on to mention that she's really struggling at the moment being a single mom and all and is stressed about the extra fee. We charge $15 for every 10 minutes after close that we have to stay back. Obviously, not my qualm, and to be fair, I don't even know how she got this call directed into my room. She must have told the receptionist something different to get me on the phone in the first place. But I didn't consider that fact until later, and anyway, I don't want to be stuck at work for another 15 minutes or so if I don't have to be. So I offer to drop him home on my way. I arrive at her place and find the place empty. The front door is locked, but the kid, around 4 years old, takes me to the unlocked back entrance and we go inside. Irritated, I hang around for what turns out to be over an hour. I had tried calling her at least 3 times and left a message to no avail, so the kid and I just sit around watching TV. She rocks up at about 7:20 p.m., sweaty and in workout clothes. She thanks me so much, then asks her son how he is, and he says he's hungry. She then looks at me accusingly and asks why I didn't give him any dinner. I tell her I was assuming to just drop him off and wasn't going to start cooking or anything like that, to which she replies that there's a sushi train a few blocks away which would have taken no time at all. I tell her again I wasn't expecting to stay and was planning on dropping him off on my way home, to which she mutters something about me not needing to rush home as I haven't a family of my own or anything. I leave quickly without her offering me any money. I'm a professional, so I don't carry on about it at work, but I did spread the word around to my colleagues, and she definitely didn't receive any special treatment after this, and management made sure to charge her, rounded up to 10 minutes if she was even a minute late, which she frequently was. I hate it so much when people take advantage of others' good nature or others' kindness. Like, obviously this woman who works in childcare wasn't gonna leave a 4-year-old on his own, but the audacity to spend so much of her time without any pay and expect for her to buy the child dinner? And sushi at that? Unbelievable. Lady I sold air mattress to came back a year later to ask for a refund. When I moved in with my now husband, I decided to sell my air mattress since we now had a guest bedroom with a real bed. I posted it on Nextdoor before I realized my local Nextdoor was an utter mess. I'd had the air mattress for a year or two, only used it twice, and bought it for $175, so I listed it for $50. I also put in the listing that I'd never had any issues with it, which is true. A woman emailed me and asked me if she could come see it. I agreed, and she asked to make sure it was set up so she could check it out. Fair enough. I inflated it and was ready when she arrived. She spent no less than 25 minutes testing it out, lying on it, rolling around, asking me to be quiet so she could listen for air leaks. All was good, and I again told her I'd never had any issues with it, but had only used it twice. After 30 minutes of watching her writhe in my living room, she said she would take it, but only at $30. I told her again what I had paid for it and that I wouldn't take less than $50. She told me a long story about her limited income and how it was used and I wouldn't get somebody to pay that much, etc. I refused to budge, and she grumpily went home to get more money. I took it, gave her the mattress, she left. I praised the good Lord I would never have contact with her again. Right? Wrong. Over a year later, I'm at work and my cell phone rings. I pick it up and here's the conversation. Hello? Hi, this is CL. I'm sorry, who? It's CL. You sold me an air mattress a while ago. Oh, okay. Can I help you? Actually, yeah. Once I bought the air mattress, I used it with some friends and they said it deflates a little at night. Okay. I think it had a hole in it. We haven't been able to use it because it deflates. I wasn't sure if I should contact you, but lots of my friends encouraged me to. At this point, I'm getting frustrated and I need to get back to work. Is there something you need? Yes, I'd like my money back. You sold me a defective product. No, I didn't. I told you all the details of the product, gave you a very fair price, and you tested it out yourself before buying it. I also haven't heard from you for over a year. Well, I called to try and give you a chance to do the right thing here. The right thing? I haven't heard from you in a year. If you had an issue in the first week after I'd sold it to you, I might be willing to refund you. At this point, anything could have happened to it. Well, that is very disappointing. I really think you should refund me because there was a hole in it. I'm not refunding your money. Well, first off, she doesn't have any responsibility to give a refund, period. She's not a big company. It was an individual person-to-person sale, and both parties agreed upon the terms. There's no legal standing for the person to really pursue a refund of money. And why would she contact her a year later? A year later, why would she think that was reasonable? I don't think her friends were really encouraging her to do anything unless she lied to them about the circumstances under which the mattress was purchased. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to let me know in the comments what you think of this storytime format, if I should do another episode at some point, or maybe I shouldn't. Either way, I appreciate all of you and much love.